What up, my friends? It's, I don't know what day it is exactly. I know it's November 13th. It's a Sunday. It's beautiful out up here in the great state of New Hampshire. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, after this election thing in the last couple of weeks, and there's been a lot of meltdowns, and I have a barbershop, so I've heard concerns and delightment about the past election. I have clientele that are, married lesbians, and I have quite a few of them, and other people that I communicate with. They have immigrant family members, and or gay children, or whatever it is. Like, not just that, but I'm just saying, like, qualifying here. And they have some serious concerns about Trump's presidency. And I do, and I hear the same stuff too, so my concerns with his presidency, I do have in the back of my mind those things that I hear or that other people hear on corporate media, right? And, I hear people regurgitating the same stuff. And it's like, it's so much fear mongering, and I'm not saying that they're not really in fear, One woman told me that she was, she's married, and she said that she was worried that they're going to outlaw her family, her marriage. And, I tried to reassure her that I haven't heard any of that rhetoric other than, from the corporate media, as what I used to call mainstream media, but they're not mainstream. They're corporate owned, military owned. And I don't mean, anyway, big pharma, I mean, why do you think they have commercials for like McDonnell Douglas on the Sunday morning news shows, right? You can't buy anything from McDonnell Douglas or Raytheon, or, you might be able to buy a hat or a t-shirt, but, that's not, those commercials aren't for us. Those commercials are to let the corporate media know who's paying the bills, right? What line to toe. And so I think that they have a vested interest in keeping Donald Trump, out of the office that he was just overwhelmingly voted into, right? Because, I mean, he's talking this time about really, and I know he said drain the swamp last time and surrounded himself with swamp monsters, and I know some of these picks that he's making have people fearful, but really look into these people yourself. I understand that people don't like the way certain people speak, but look into the policies, look into what they're saying, listen to the actual people, and not like these teleprompter readers that are just giving you this narrative. I mean, imagine getting the chemicals out of our foods, getting people healthy so they don't need pharmaceuticals, and I'm the type, like, we want liberty and justice and the pursuit of happiness for everybody, right? I'm definitely more conservative leaning these days than ever before in my life, and healthier, and, all kinds of stuff. But, and so, I want the same things for every American citizen, every legal resident or green card holder or immigrant in this country, whether, whether their sexuality is different than mine or whatever, right? Their color, their religion, their anything, as long as we're not infringing on others, and I don't see why you can't choose to marry who you want to marry. I really don't, I understand some people don't like that and yada, 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 but, that's not really my concern. I don't really concern myself with the thoughts of others. But, I do see people that I actually do enjoy interacting with, especially at my shop. I consider them, friends, clients, but, we've become friends. And when I see that concern and that fear, it does something to you. It bothers me. And, I tried to reassure her and others that, again, like I said, I haven't seen anything to make me warrant that belief myself. But, then again, I don't have the same situation, so I get it. But since I turned off corporate media, I'm a lot less fearful than I was before. I'm a lot less likely to believe what I hear. No matter where I hear it, I'm like, yeah, what else is going on? I'm suspicious of everything and everybody. But until I see, evidence to the contrary, and I'm not talking about, hypothetical evidence that again, the corporate media is telling me, I think it's criminal that they can make people this fearful over one politician or another when, they're both sides are deeply entwined with big money and, all kinds of interest groups and this and that. You have to try to make the best pick out of the two that we're allowed to have. You can go to the store and pick out from 150 different deodorants, right? All kinds of scents and brands and natural this and aluminum that and blah, 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 right? But every 2 to 4 years, we get to choose from one corporate shill to another. And, I'm not saying that Trump isn't that, but, when people are talking about taking the system down that I've been, that I haven't trusted in since I was born, basically, right? Since I could think on my own, I have to stand back and listen. I have to actually listen to those actual people and not the propagandists that are telling me what they're saying when, proven time and time again that they're lying. Just look at the outcome of the election. They were all saying, oh, it's neck and neck, it's neck and neck. I could tell you, because I have a barbershop, that young men, 18 to 35 years old, were going to vote overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. And I'm not just talking white men, although predominantly in my area, is predominantly white. But, even like the legal immigrants that I have, as clients and the brothers and Hispanics and, Asians, they were all telling me the same thing, young and old, and it was all about the economy. The other thing was not co-signing what the Democrats have been doing for the last 16 years, the last 12 out of the 16 years. I couldn't co-sign the bullshit. Are there concerns? Yes. Are they the concerns that you're being told about on the mainstream media? Oh, there I go again. On the corporate media? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And, I'm here to give America a chance, man. I love America. I love Americans. I don't care what your sexuality is. I don't care what your religion, your skin tone, your political leanings. If you're a decent human being, if I see you treating people decently, and and I see that you care about yourself, you might care about your appearance a little, and it seems like, hey, I'm gonna treat, again, right, the content of your character, and I don't think we should, worry too much. We'll see though. I voted for this last administration. And I started getting worried 4 months in. And I started being boisterous about it, right? Being vocal about it, I meant. And boisterous. And I've gotten a lot of hate for it. I've lost a lot of friendships. 35 plus year friendships, because of my political view now. And like, I wasn't even a Trump guy then. I just wasn't for Biden, even though I voted for this administration. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Think for yourselves. Turn the fucking TV off. I just got this dope-ass stereo, right? It's an old school Technics. It's like they made the system from 76 to 89, right? Speakers are almost as high as tall as I am. And like, I just been putting the music on. I can't, enough is enough, right? The election was 4 months long, basically, right? And those 4 months was the longest decade of my life. Shut it all off, man. Listen to music, hug your family, tell your friends that you care about them, and take care of yourself. Peace, everybody.